chasing light, shadows dance, day to night, lens sharp, soul in sight, the camera whispers, hold it tight, click, click, moments freeze, time captured in the breeze, the camera light, the flash ignites, frame the world, see it right, the camera light, you're the light.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Camera Life podcast. We bring you a live catch up today to talk about the Canon EOS R6 Mark III launch. There's also a new lens coming, Justin.
There is, and I think that's going to be the more interesting part of today's launch. I think we'll see.
Okay, so you don't think that the Canon the R6 III in itself is enough to whip up a frenzy, get a bit frothy?
I think it'll be a great camera. I think we already kind of know roughly what it's going to be, and I don't think it's going to be anything groundbreaking. Whereas an f1.2 lens at under $1,000 on a native mount, so not a third-party lens, not a Viltrox or a something, I reckon that's pretty cool. Yeah, very cool. So I actually think, and that might usher in a new wave of f1.2 lenses from other camera brands at cheaper prices in this new category.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they can pull it off for under $1,000 for a 1.2, which is doable, everything is possible.
That's right.
It does open the door for other brands to go, oh crap.
Yes.
Canon are doing this now. What are we going to do? Because
that's right.
For folks like yourself and our good friend Lucinda, native, you've only got native options, haven't you?
Well, that's right. As it is, Canon only have native options. So maybe this is a bit of a Hail Mary for Canon to be like, hey, we may have not let Tamron and Sigma and Viltrox and stuff make lenses for our mount, but look, here's something that none of them have done anyway. Like they haven't done, none of the brands have done this.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tamron, is my internet sketchy? Do I look okay?
You're a bit choppy in your frame rate.
I feel choppy.
You are a bit choppy. That's all right. It's after lunchtime in Bendigo. People have finally gotten up and about.
No, I think it says we're uploading a local recording. That's frustrating. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
You've done it.
And now I've done it. That's what slows it down every time.
Where was I? Tamron. Speaking of Tamron, we had a cracker of a catch up this morning, conversation and interview with a Tamron ambassador, with Alex Kearns. I apologize once again. I said Cerns. I had it wrong. Kearns.
Yeah, it was a great chat. I'm very excited about my future pet photography business.
Oh, so am I. I can't wait till you drive up Cromwell Road with your funky trailer.
I'm not taking that thing through Melbourne traffic. No way.
Yeah.
But I've been researching trailers. I'm excited. Lucinda's in the chat. She says it's like we never left. That's right.
It is.
It is.
We're back. I went out for lunch. I went to the market, had lunch, came back, played a little Nintendo Switch. Might have had a little nap on the couch. But you're right, Lucinda. It doesn't feel like we've left.
Nope. We are still here. So good to see Lucinda. Glenn's here. Good to see Glenn. Tamron, ambassador. Paul, what? Again? That's right, Paul.
Yeah.
Canon. We're here. Tony's here. Oh, thanks, Tony. $2.99. The sim is built,
cool,
Greg.
Tony. Send me some photos, mate.
Oh, you should see his computer. It's got every color of light there is. Oh, no, Yelena's texting me. That means, oh, no. No, it's all good. Well, I guess we can't have that. So, Yelena, we were looking up names for a pet photography business that had a mobile trailer, and she came up with the best name. But hang on, but she's Googled it, and I think it's already taken.
No.
Ready? Come on,
Canon, you can do it. Come on, Canon.
Come on. Wagon Wheels. But it's already taken.
Oh.
I was like, that's actually a very clever name.
Wagon.
No, I wouldn't want. I mean, that. What did you say? Wagon.
Wagon.
Wagon. Oh, the wagon.
Yeah, WAGON.
Sounds too close to the shaggin' wagon.
Well, I mean, you could rent it out at night to people. By day, it's a pet photography van. By night, it's something else.
If anyone comes up with a great mobile pet photography business name for a pet photography in a mobile studio, I'll give you money. I don't know how much money. Depends how good the name is. Somewhere between $1 and $1,000. Dogs on the run, probably not. This is a good try. Wag on, wag off. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
What does this say? Hang on. Greg, between then and now, I just bought an XE5. I blame you. Did you really buy an XE5?
I did. I told him.
A Sony person.
Yeah, but he wants something small and actually creative with a soul.
Oh, please.
Don't please me. You know it's true. You don't have a Sony, and there's a good reason.
That's right.
I don't have a soul.
Digifrog, good to see you. What's up?
Hey, Dave.
You keeping an eye on this launch? R6 Mark II, III, whatever we're up to. And
who's Dave
Paul,
shoot with at the moment?
Canon. R3. Yeah. Paul, who is the 45 aimed at? That is a great question. I think it's aimed at
what was that?
What? This? Oh, I'm trying. I don't know.
All right,
I think it's aimed at the new RF45mm 1.2 that's as yet unreleased, but we're pretty sure it's coming, is aimed at people that have dreamt about having a 1.2 prime lens but don't want to drop 3,000 to 4,000 on Canon's 50mm 1.2.
I was just looking at those.
And so Canon have the 1.4 VCM 50, which makes this one really interesting because if this is true, if the rumors are true, but we're pretty confident, this will be half the price of those again. And instead of 1.4, 1.2, but obviously it's going to sacrifice optical quality. It has to. They're not going to make this 1.2 and as sharp as the L series primes and a quarter of the price or half the price. They just won't do it. It's not going to happen. So it is going to have optical compromises. It's probably going to have corrections. It's probably going to have chromatic aberration. It's not going to focus as fast.
Wow, Justin.
But I still think it's great. Like, why not have some less optically perfect lenses, but at great prices that have character? If it has character, people are going to love it.
But optic perfection surely that's often in the eye of the beholder.
No, it's measurable. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So when I say optic perfection, I'm talking really sharp,
all the way through the range,
edge to edge, wide open, less like no chromatic aberration or less aberrations, that sort of stuff. Like less issues in everything, basically. Great micro contrast, all of that sort of stuff is kind of known as, I guess, scientifically optical perfection. But then some people just love a great looking image. And I think I'm hoping that's what this lens will provide, is a great looking image at a much
Do you think
better
if it was a really seriously great 1.2, even though it's a 45, that if it was actually like, that optically perfect option, that would probably launch with something like an R5, like a more of a flagship release than with an R6 III.
I just don't think they would. I think if they did, it would be bigger, heavier, and 4 times the price. I just don't think they can do it. If they brought out a 50mm one, or say a 45mm 1.2 that was that good, it would just destroy the sales of the 50mm 1.2.
Yeah.
I just don't, and I don't think it's physically possible. You could definitely shave some weight off that 50mm 1.2, but this thing, they're talking about it being 346 grams. Like,
what does the 1.2 weigh? The 51.2.
900.
So it's nearly a kilo.
Yeah.
And it's in Australia, it's nearly $4,000.
That's right. You can probably get it for like 3.3, 3.4 on a deal. But that's still a big difference in price. Again, we're talking about a lens that hasn't been released yet. We're just guessing.
Yeah, based on what we've been told.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of us have signed an NDA as far as each other knows. We have certain tells when we're hiding something. And then, of course, there's the 51.4, yeah?
Yeah, which is, so I've got that one as well, the VCM, and that's a great lens. It's a great cut down in weight, like half the weight of the 1.2. I think it's as sharp, if not potentially sharper. Maybe not quite as beautiful in terms of bokeh. How do you pronounce it? Bokeh?
I call it bokeh.
Bokeh. Like a bouquet of flowers.
Kaiman Wong, he went to like a Leica thing years ago, and he said this guy in Germany is calling it Boke. He just called it Boke. I've never heard it called Boke.
No, me neither.
That's weird. Europeans.
Okay. Let's check in the comments just before all this starts. I think the official release starts in 19 minutes. I'm keeping an eye on Canon's live stream, even though my live stream, I can't believe I'm so choppy. I'm very frustrated. And what are we seeing here? Paul Henderson says squash dog photography. I can't call it that.
No, you can't do that.
That's not
What's
good.
wrong with you, Paul?
Glenn Lavender says the mobile portrait studio. Get it? Ooh. Portrait studio. I don't mind that. Now, Glenn Lavender, yes, has bought an XE5. Sony on one side and a camera with a soul on the other side. Woo.
Told ya.
Wow.
Yeah.
Greg Carrick.
I've been wording up Glenn on the XE5.
Ah, yeah. Why am I watching a Canon show? Well, because we're already talking more about Fuji than Canon, despite the fact that this is a Canon release show.
I'm here, Greg. It's going to be fine. There will be balance. Don't worry.
This is interesting. So the 45mm 1.2 probably work well on a crop sensor. It might be great for crop sensors, and that would be a big twist. And it would be if this was an RFS lens, that would make a lot more sense. If it was a crop sensor specific lens, to have a 1.2 at 45mm would make a ton of sense. Yeah. But they wouldn't be releasing it alongside a full frame camera. I just don't think they would do that. I think they would release this alongside the future upcoming R7 Mark II. And they would have held it off for that. Or, I mean, that could be the curveball. Are we about to see the R7 Mark II? Probably not.
So what happens if you put a full frame RF mount lens onto an RF crop camera?
A full frame lens on a crop camera? It works fine. It's just cropped.
And optically, it doesn't change anything.
Well, you're just seeing this. You're just seeing the center of that lenses. So if you shoot on my R5 Mark II full frame lens in crop mode, that's exactly what it would be like. Yeah, it's exactly what it would be like. I think that does work out to like 20 something megapixels. It would be like using a 20 megapixel crop sensor camera with that lens. Exactly the same thing.
Cool.
So
very cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. When it comes to the R6 Mark III, I'm pretty keen on that camera. It's going to have the C50 sensor, which is 32 megapixel, which means it's going to have. I think that's the new normal. You reckon for full frame sensors, that's going to be the new normal? That's the new sweet spot, the new mid range. It was 24. Now it's going to be 33.
Yeah, I reckon it will be.
Because I think, unless I'm wrong, Sony's the only one sitting at that 33 with their A7 IV.
Yep.
Which is probably one of their best selling cameras, almost definitely their best selling camera. Now Canon's going to have a 32. Like, are we going to see Nikon introduce the 32? Is it going to be just that's the new, there's going to be the higher res bodies, which we'll probably all see ending up at 60 at some point instead of 45. Yeah, I don't know. What's going to happen?
Yeah, it is interesting to see. And, we've seen other brands like Fujifilm try to keep the one sensor running throughout a whole range of cameras. Like they've pretty much dropped the 50 megapixel GFX sensor. They're just sticking to 100 now. Regardless of which GFX you get, it's the same sensor. And it looks like they do the same with their X series stuff. Like you're looking at, what am I running now? A 40 megapixel sensor. And that's going to be in every camera moving forward. Is that their new norm? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it is hard to tell.
And so tell us, Justin, where does the R6 Mark II currently sit in, who is it for? Where does it sit in the range of the Canon R mirrorless cameras?
It's the working person's camera. It is the camera that you could do all professional work with, from sports to portraits to weddings. It's not the perfect camera for sports. An R1 or an R3 would be better. It's not the perfect camera for portraits. An R5 Mark II might be better, higher res, etc. Same for landscape, same for everything. But it can do it all and do it all really well, and at a cheaper price than any of the other alternatives. So it's a pretty big jump up from the R8, which is a full frame camera, to the R6 Mark III. The R8's like single card slot, smaller, lighter body, less controls, like less buttons that you can program, that sort of stuff. And then you jump up into this R6 and it essentially feels the same as an R5 Mark II, but it doesn't have the top like LCD panel thing for your settings. It's got a mode dial instead. And otherwise it's very similar and weather sealed and robust, 2 card slots, CF Express, and well, the old one had 2 SD, so we're thinking this new one will have CF Express and SD. I think it'd be better, but we don't know for sure. So that's basically where it sits.
Yeah.
Head-to-head competitor with the A7 IV and what will soon be the A7 V. It's weird. What does it compete with Nikon? Like kind of the Z6 Mark III, but maybe a little bit more advanced, especially in terms of autofocus. Don't know. But
how close is Nikon to Canon's autofocus performance? Like, you know, we used to bang on for days about Sony back in the day when they first launched mirrorless as being the leaders in autofocus performance. Where does Nikon sit in relation to Canon now?
Like if you compare the Z9 to the R1, very close.
Yeah,
like very close. I think most people still. Actually, someone put an article about this the other day. I don't know if it was Petapixel or F-Stoppers or somebody. Someone did like a head-to-head. No, it was Jan Wagner. Actually, it wasn't either of those guys. It was one of those places wrote an article about his video. It was either him. It was one of the bird guys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One of the bird photography guys on YouTube that do awesome videos, and he basically did like an autofocus shootout, mainly for birding. But birding is a pretty good test of you know, how well how they perform.
Capture effectively, isn't it?
And he did a good summary. It was funny because I remember reading the article. The article title was full clickbait. Was like, you know, autofocus head to head tested. Only one camera brand can be trusted when it comes to top level autofocus performance. Is it your brand, basically? And I was like, yeah, solid clickbait. And then they were basically just referencing, I'm sure it was Jan's video. And then his video was very much not that. He was basically like, hey, these are all really good. Canon's probably the best all round. Nikon was better at, what was it? Nikon, one of them was better at like discerning from busy backgrounds, and then one of them was just ultimate speed. I think maybe that was Sony, but it wasn't as good at locking on or something like that. So it was like but he said they're all great, and they just have their strengths and weaknesses. And then I think he gave the R1 the best all rounder. And yeah, I think that's basically where it's at. I would agree from my little experience. Amongst those sort of 3 brands is that they're all close enough that it doesn't matter. You know, when Jim and I are off shooting that CF Moto event, like we're both getting a similar amount of keepers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get to know your system and what it can do and what it can't do. So
it's very
they're
true.
all pretty close. Put it this way, it's not like comparing Fuji to Canon.
Oh, no, but it's true.
Zing.
It is true. You know, even sticking within a brand, it's, you know, the like just say, you know, if you're comparing one Canon against another, it also depends on what you're shooting, what your skill level is, you know, how you set up your camera, what sort of focus mode you prefer, all those sorts of things play a big part in it as well.
That's right.
So what are your predictions? Based on what you've seen, the R6 Mark III is only hopefully 20 minutes away, 10 minutes away maybe from being announced. What
10
do you
minutes
reckon?
away. Predictions for the camera?
Yeah, why not?
I think it's going to be very similar to what the specs have put out because they seem quite sensible. The only thing that I've seen getting floated around, which I just can't see happening, is that it's a next generation of autofocus that's another level of performance above other Canon cameras, and I just can't see that happening. I think the best you could hope for with this is close to the R1, potentially better than the R5 Mark II because it's got some sort of newer algorithm in it or something like that. But I can't see any of its computing power being better than the R5 Mark II. But I think it would be same processor, all that sort of stuff. Maybe they've got some sort of new algorithm, they've got some sort of new mode or something in there that may or may not get added to the R5 Mark II with firmware. But I can't see it being like a leap forward on what is essentially a mid-range, like the everybody's camera, the working person's camera.
They don't want to sort of, what's that? You know, they don't want to kind of compete with their own product.
No, they're not going to. They're not going to leap past the R1 in autofocus capabilities on a camera that's going to be a third of the price. It just will.
I do wonder if they'll include the cropping guide firmware on this one. Because the R6 Mark II, you've got to spend $120 to get your cropping lines added.
Yeah,
that's for vertical shooting, isn't it?
No, it's very specifically for volume shooting.
Oh, that's right.
It's not really for anything.
School shooters and sports photography.
You can't, please don't say school shooters on this.
Oh yeah, that came out bad. Sorry.
John Pickett says R6 III will be like the R6 II, a baby R3. It's Digic-X with no accelerator like the R3. That's what we've been told. I'd be surprised it could have that accelerator and it just hasn't peeked out through the rumor marketing stuff yet. I'm not sure, but I mean the
also,
R6 II.
John Pickett, solid geek out there.
Love it.
Solid.
Love it.
Yeah.
Reads the rumor sites. I think I don't know. It is the R6 II is already a baby R3. What will be very interesting is how does the high ISO of the R6 Mark III perform compared to the R6 Mark II and the R3, which are the 24 megapixel cameras. The R3 has great high ISO, and the R6 Mark II will probably struggle to keep up with it. But hopefully, it doesn't take the R6 Mark III. What did I say? I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't take too much of a hit going up to that 32 megapixel range. It will definitely be nice to have 32 megapixels. I could definitely see it becoming my everyday camera, like use it for everything, ditch the R3 potentially, which will be sad because I do really like that body style. But it depends if it's fast enough, whether the sensor is fast enough to shoot in electronic shutter all the time. And I don't mean fast like I need 40 frames a second all the time. I rarely go above 15, but fast as in behaves like a mechanical shutter. So the sensor readout speed is fast enough to shoot in electronic shutter for a lot of the time. And that the base ISO image performance is good. That's the other thing that I want to see.
So the rumors are that it's got the same sensor. It will have the same sensor as the, what was that one that just came out?
C50.
The C50, the Cine, entry-level Cine camera, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which means it'll have very similar video features, but obviously not as high level. They're not going to put the same video features in a non-video specific camera when they just release the C50, but it should have very robust video, which the R6 Mark II had good video specs regardless, so it's going to go forward from that. They're talking 7K, I think. I don't know whether it'll have open gate or not. We'll just have to wait and see.
So the Mark II had 4K 60 10-bit internal and 6K ProRes RAW external.
Yes. Yep. Will this have 7K internal? I don't know. But it's not going to have anywhere near as good a cooling as the C50. That's just it's just the reality of a more hybrid body. So we will see very soon. 4 minutes until the live goes up. Let me see if anything has changed over on anywhere yet. No B&H is up. Looks like Canon rumors is down.
Oh, is it?
Looks like it.
Oh no. Yeah, it's probably getting hammered.
Yeah, what else is happening over here?
Oh no, mine's fine. Might just be you.
Might just be my internet. It's struggling. Yeah, really struggling. Anyway, I'm excited. I want to order it. I want to order it in the 45mm and finally do my big lens test. Every 50mm. The 45mm gets an automatic entry into the 50mm test.
Close enough,
Close enough. Yeah.
And a 1.2, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, hopefully it's not crappy image quality. It looks like it's going to be the same size as the 35mm 1.8, which is
okay.
I've got here somewhere. Let me find it. Yeah, it looks like it'll be this big.
Gosh, that's neat, isn't it?
Quite a small, neat little lens.
Yeah.
But that's just going by the pictures and the weight. It's very similar to this.
Yeah, it's hard to know. And it's hard to know if these pictures are even real.
That is also true. The lens might not be real. Could be absolute bullshit.
Yeah, it could be nothing.
When I heard it, I was like, nah, there's no way. 45mm 1.2, they're not going to. But I think if they can pull it off, it's going to change things.
Yeah, it will, for sure.
Yeah, you'll see the other brands start coming out with that sort of stuff.
Well, anything that moves the industry forward is good, yeah? Doesn't matter who makes it.
Well, not only that, but if you can grab it for under $1,000 and play around with that beautiful creamy background, and it's not as good as the one that's 4 times the price, but it's close. You don't have to, sell a kidney to buy it. Especially because sometimes primes for people they're not their most used lens. It's more of like I put that on when I want to do something special, but it's not. Other than that, I've got the 24-70 glued to the camera most of the time. So for those people, it's perfect. You don't want
especially for working shooters,
lens.
like for working photographers. More often than not, you've got a 24-70 or a 24-105 or something in that kind of workhorse range, don't you?
Yeah, but for working photographers, it's a little bit easier to say I'll get the good one because I'm going to have it for 10 years, and
I guess
when I use it, I want it to be amazing. But maybe for those like semi-professional or really passionate amateurs that and they can't justify having $4,000 sitting in the bag that gets pulled out, for a handful of shots every now and then.
Yep.
Jason Deplater, what's up? The R6 is Canon's best-selling range, so if it's a baby R3 at the 6 series price point, it's a good deal. Autofocus is already some of the best when you consider what it's up against in that price bracket. Exactly. That's the thing is the R6 II is already a great camera at that price point in terms of speed, like frames a second, high ISO performance. It does all of that really well at that price point. So if this just iteratively levels it up, it's a no-brainer if you're ready to update. I don't think it's ever going to be one of those things where you have to run out and update your R6 II to an R6 III. It's like it's almost never the case that it's an urgent update. But if you're ready to update, maybe if you've got an R6 Mark I, maybe if you're still holding off on making the jump into mirrorless from a Canon DSLR, this could be the camera to do it. 32 megapixels is going to be perfect for You know, if the R5 has been a little bit too much at $5,000, if you've been thinking, oh,
yeah,
I'm not ready to spend that much, but I also don't want 24 megapixels. This one could be perfect.
Yeah, it's the Goldilocks to price ranges. Like it's at 3,300. It's in that, what do you call it? Prosumer, kind of that enthusiast slash.
Which is really interesting. That's what they call it, but gosh, it's such a pro camera.
Anyway,
gosh, oh my God, how do they do this? So Canon have the live stream's just started on schedule. I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully we don't get dinged for this. Where are we?
Petapixel have just dropped their RF45 1.2 review.
Did they?
Or announcement, yeah.
Oh, because so the embargo's out. Oh, well,
yeah.
You find out what's going on there. I'll bring this up. Check this out. This is the live stream that Canon have put up.
Oh.
Like, couldn't even have a Canon branded
what is that?
Countdown or something. It's the countdown to when the live stream begins.
No, I get that, but what's with the what's going on in the background?
I'm not sure.
I feel like something my kid would have done at school.
Yeah, anyway, whatever. What would we know about live streaming? Nothing.
Sloppy. So the the RF45 1.2 is in fact a real thing. What do we got?
I love this. You don't even have to wait for the announcement. Greg's doing it right now.
Yep. 67mm filter front.
So it's real. It's a real thing.
It's real. It's a real thing. Yep.
Oh, hang on. I'll bring it up.
$470 US. So that's about 1,000 Australian.
Probably. Might even be less. It might be 800 Australian.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a picture. It does look very similar in, like, if I can hold this on a similar angle. Hang on. Like very similar in size to the 35 1.8. Very similar. Compact, lightweight, affordable, standard prime lens, full frame mirrorless. Yeah, wow.
So specialist spherical lens too.
I can't believe it's a 1.2 STM. Wow.
Plastic
it's going to
molded
sell
a spherical lens.
Oh, really?
Yep.
This is interesting. The RF, this is Petapixel's words, by the way, so go to them, give them all credit. We're just reading what they've got. The RF 45mm f1.2 is not trying to be a professional lens at a not-so-pro price, but it does offer photographers a way to achieve super shallow depth of field with a natural perspective. As Canon describes it, the lens also has character, which is a euphemism for the fact that it should not be expected to match the resolution of Canon's L series glass. That's what character means. Not great.
Yeah, it's cute.
Oh dear.
It's got quirky book.
Nor should photographers anticipate a high level of aberration control. That's what I think is the critical thing. If you're shooting into like backlit subjects and stuff like that, you are going to have problems with this that you'll need to try and correct. And even if you correct them, that doesn't. You often can't correct them all the way. Let's quickly jump to the R6 Mark III because they're doing the live stream now as well. And I just saw 7K open gate. C-Log 2. That's awesome. I've been using C-Log 2 instead of C-Log 3 since I got the R5 Mark II. It's got LUTs, a wide range of LUTs. CF Express and SD, dual slots. Dust and water resistant, as to be expected. Let's go back and have a look at it on here. Hybrid powerhouse with a 32.5 megapixel sensor.
$2,800 US.
Yeah, I wonder if any Aussie websites have got the price.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
34% more resolution than the R6 Mark II without sacrificing speed. This is again on Petapixel because they're great at the news. So check those guys out. They've actually got like a monthly subscription that gets rid of all these ads that I am going to do. I just haven't got around to it yet. So yeah, if you want to support them, do that. Like its predecessor, the R6 Mark III can capture full resolution raw images with autofocus at up to 40 frames a second using electronic shutter and 12 frames a second with mechanical shutter. Thanks to the new CF Express Type B slot, it offers twice the buffer depth of the R6 II.
That's good.
And adds pre-continuous shooting like the R1 and R5 II launched last year. That's awesome. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great.
Is it a single? Is it single express card and SD, or
one of each? One of each. Yeah.
That's
Whereas
good.
Sony, because they use the other type of CF Express, it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
So you can use them both in either.
DigiDirect in Australia have it for 4,300 body only.
Ooh, okay.
That's up there.
It's up there. But yeah, so that's the difference. You can see there the mode dial, whereas on the R5 Mark II, you get an LCD top screen. Not a big deal. Other than that, the controls are very similar. The position of the photo video switch is the same. The on-off lock switch is the same. Record button's the same. Like all that is going to feel the same. It uses the newer battery, same as the R5 II. Where's that sound coming from?
Is that you or me?
I'm trying to work it out.
What's going on?
What's going on?
It's a dance break, everybody. Oh,
I don't know. It might be you.
Canon? No, it's not me. It wouldn't be. Why would it be me? You're the one listening to funky music all the time. The RF45 at DigiDirect, the f1.2, the new one, is currently listed for $700, $699. That's cheap.
Yeah. $699.
$699.
Wow.
That's at DigiDirect.
That's going to sell like crazy.
It will.
Insane. That is insane.
Let's see if anyone else has got it. No one else has updated their websites.
No. So yeah, definitely 346 grams. Twice as heavy as the 51.8, but yeah, much faster.
How many grams was it, sorry?
346. Sample images, it certainly has that bokeh.
Yeah.
Crazy. I would say a game changer. In terms of lens design, I think it's going to be super interesting. Jason says 45mm looks like it's Canon's answer to Nikon's Z f1.4 range. I mean, yeah, has anyone done that? I really don't think they have. A cheap, relatively cheap 1.2 as a native mount.
Yeah. And maybe it's a bit of a shot fired at all the third-party people that are complaining that they can't get on Canon.
It could be the answer
customers'
to that.
choice, like cheaper choice, or just options at a price range.
All right, we got some feedback coming in from the chat.
yes.
John Pickett says, got an email from Ted saying the R6 III is 4199 Australian dollars. Mitch Naylor, what's up, Mitch? Canon EOS R6 Mark III mirrorless camera with RF 24 to 105 f4 lens at Digi is 6149. Greg Carrick, but does it do bokeh like a slide projector lens winky face? It does not, but it's close. It's got character, which means chromatic aberrations. But I love it. I think it's great. Why not? It's a great option. People will take such fun portraits with it. And yeah, it won't be tack sharp maybe at 1.2. And yeah, there'll be some fringing and stuff, but they'll get that look and they'll know if they want to invest in a 4 to 5 times more expensive lens to get more of what they're seeing. Or a better version of what they're seeing.
And what do you think about the price of it, the 4,200?
Of the R6 Mark III. That's about, I reckon that's probably close to what it come out when it was the R6 Mark II at launch. So maybe it's gone up a couple $100. I actually can't remember what the R6 Mark II was at launch, but it ended up down at like $3,000, 3,1 or something like that. I don't know what it is at the moment. Let's have a look.
It's about 33. Well, Camera House has it for about 3,300.
Yeah. Which is still a great camera.
Yeah.
For $1,000.
And it only came out 3 years ago. Like, it's not like it's we've been hanging out 6 years for this, next iteration of this.
Not like the 5D Mark IV that took a lifetime to come around.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. What else are we seeing for it? Internal RAW? Is it got on the R6 Mark III? Has it got internal RAW? Let me check.
Just checking.
I should go over to the Canon website, probably quicker. Same features, many of the same features of the Z50, but without the video-centric design. R6 Mark III captures oversampled 4K 60p video with 7K oversampling at 4K 30, which means the 4K 30 will look really, really good. 7K 59.95p raw light recording, 4K 120-ish, open gate 7K, C-Log 2 waveform monitoring. It also includes the focus, acceleration, deceleration algorithms from Canon's EOS Cinema C80 and C400 cameras. That's interesting.
How does that work?
I have no idea. I don't know if my R5 Mark II has that. If it has, I haven't ever had to play around with it. I assume it's just like your focus pulling, autofocus pulling speed. Like if it has to travel a distance, it'll speed up, but then slow down as it gets closer to the subject, I'm guessing. But I actually honestly haven't used it. Greg Carrick, does it have a faux film wind lever? No,
but I think there's a business in that, Greg. I think we could make them, get the machine, and they just slide into the hot shoe.
Maybe.
And it's just like a little fidget thing. I think there's something in that.
Yeah. Weighs about 30 grams more than the R6 Mark II, which is not noticeable.
No.
It has a full-size HDMI port, which is, that's great. That's a big upgrade. Awesome upgrade for the video guys. And for me. I use it on my R5 Mark II. I'm using it right now. So, I mean, I think it's a win. It's basically exactly what we expected based on the rumors sites. I don't think there was any surprises. Nothing I can see. Very interesting.
Now, as for the lens, I wonder when that's coming out. Digidirect don't have a date, but then mind you, they say they have everything in stock and never actually do.
Very interesting. A lot of questions popping up on the internet. I see people asking things like, is the R6 Mark III good for Astro? Just wait a second. wait for someone like Richard Taddy or somebody to do a test with it and see. If anyone answers that question at the moment, if they haven't actually shot Astro with it, just wait.
Lying. Yep. Lucky levers. Greg Carrick, that's a gold suggestion. Just on the stock alerts, so the camera is, according to B&H, this is in America, obviously, that doesn't impact us, but just as a bit of a guide, the R6 Mark III is due at the end of November, like the 25th, I think I saw. That's only like 3 weeks away. Yeah, 3 weeks away. And the 45 1.2 lens is first week of December. So,
Paul Sutton says, I'm heading to a release party tonight for Canon, a camera electronic in Perth. Should I waste my money on it? Depends. How much will it cost you to go? No. I assume you're talking about which should you waste your money on, the camera, not the release party. What have you got now? What are you shooting with? Well, and why would you want to upgrade? That would be my question.
Yeah.
But
how much more are you gaining?
I'm going to buy it, I think. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to do a bit of a shootout between it and the R3 and the R5 Mark II, just see where everything sits. And I'm thinking I might be able to move the R3 on and then possibly do a full spectrum conversion on the R6 Mark III.
Ooh.
I'm thinking.
Wow, that's bold.
It is bold.
That's very bold. I'm proud of you. Normally you're such a safe player.
We'll see. I might bail. It might be a bit risky, but we'll see.
The math.
Paul says, I shoot micro four thirds on Panasonic. I honestly would need a really compelling reason to replace all of the lenses I've invested in. Yeah, I wouldn't make a snap decision on that. If you're looking at changing from micro four thirds to full frame, like that's a big shift.
That's a huge jump.
It's not something I would make at release time. There's no rush. Like, just go and check it out. Have a think about it. Price up the lenses you would want in the system.
Yeah.
And then this is the advice we gave the other day. Do that also for Sony and do it for a Nikon.
Mm.
Anyone else that you're interested in, probably don't do it for Leica. It'll scare the pants off you.
Yeah.
But compare the systems and then really have a think about why you would want to shift and what the cost of shifting would be to get all of the lenses that you'd like to start with. Because if you've got a full system now, you might not buy all of the lenses at the start, but you'll want a few. You want your core lenses at the start.
And also do the math on how much you think, if you were looking at moving on your existing OM kit, say, for example, do the math on the secondhand market. How much are you really going to get for what you've got, if that's your plan? And what sort of a shortfall will that leave for the new kit? Really look at the economics of it. Or not. Just do it. You only live once.
Yeah, fuck it. Go buy a full Leica system, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking, I was looking at how would I build out a pet photography trailer. And I was like, oh, if I was doing these really nice pet portraits, I'd probably want medium format. And then I was like, hang on a minute. You want as much depth of field as possible for pet portraits when you're using flash and stuff. And I was like, medium format would just make that even harder. Yeah. But part of me still like, it would be nice to be, be doing it and be like, well, these are 100 megapixel files, like that you could print a, bloody giant thing with them. But customers wouldn't care, but I would enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I think it would honestly make more sense to shoot with a crop sensor than a medium format when you're trying to get depth of field with studio lighting.
Yeah.
Don't know. It's interesting. It's fun. But I was like, ooh, I could get a nice little GFX 100 and you probably only need one standard lens, Yeah. But I won't. But maybe. No, I won't.
So how many shopping carts have you got open right now? How many tabs?
None.
Come on.
None. John Pickett says go 8x10 for pet photography. Yeah. Well, I don't know. If they would sit still for long enough. Paul Sutton, honestly, the update on the lenses, I can really do a great trip. Make great memories. Use what I have to capture that. Exactly. Go on a photography adventure. Go on a workshop. Go on a couple of workshops. Go and find a mentor. There's so many cool things you could do with the money to progress your photography, as opposed to swapping over all the lenses. That being said, if you want it, go for it.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, like from here, there's not much else we can find out without literally getting our hands on these things.
Yeah, or watching some serious YouTube videos, which we're obviously not going to do on here. But
no, I'll be doing that between now and Monday's show to see who's put out their reviews, who actually tested the camera, and who's just doing basically an ad for it. Yeah. Not that I honestly think this camera is going to have almost no surprises. This is going to be exactly what it says on the tin. It's going to be a slightly higher resolution version than the previous, the R6 Mark II. It's going to have the updates that it said in terms of it's got CF Express now, which is going to be way better if you were doing video. It's going to be great for fast sports shooters. And honestly, the cards are actually cheaper once you start wanting speed and higher file size cards, like 512 cards. works out cheaper to have CF Express. It's way better. So there's
Really?
that. Yeah, definitely. If you want like a V90 SD card that's 256, you'll find an you'll find a CF Express card that's faster and cheaper.
Yep.
In my opinion. Yep. And then you can even get super fast CF Express that will be dearer, but SD can't get anywhere near those speeds.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, this won't have any surprises. But, you know, the reviewers will put it through its paces. And then when I finally get my hands on one, because I have to buy my gear, they don't send it to me to review. I'll put it through its actual paces and see how it goes for mountain bike photography and anything else I can test it on. Maybe some I'll do my famous eye autofocus tracking test that I did for the R5 Mark II that is still getting great views on YouTube.
The one with Yelena and the Blossoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a good test.
That was a good.
But I expect this thing to perform almost the same as the R5 Mark II in terms of autofocus. I'd be very surprised if it didn't.
Yep.
And that little 45 is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's a lot to love about that.
Yep. Let's see the other brands answer with some cheap 1.2s. They're like a gateway drug for people. When you shoot that thing wide open the first time and you're like, whoa. Let's see. Has Canon put up any sample images from it?
I'm just looking at Camera Decision where you can review cameras side by side. So the R6 III and the R6 II. So
have stuff wrong though, but
yeah, I know.
Have you ever seen that with Fuji where you're like, the specs are wrong? Yeah.
This stuff was up before the announcement. So I don't know if they're basing it on rumors.
Yeah, I hate that when you're like,
you're not sure.
I know that this spec is wrong, but you're comparing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, no big deal. Canon don't seem to have it on their website yet. Could that be right?
And it looks like the viewfinder and the screen are the same.
Yes. Petapixel have got a few sample images. I don't know if they're their own sample images or if they're from Canon. Let's have a look. Down here. So this is the RF45. So that's the sort of look that you can get with a 1.2 lens.
Yep.
Swirly,
whirly backgrounds.
That's 100% crop. So the difference is, so see this. Obviously, this is through the internet. Who knows what's happened to these files? So don't judge it on this. But this is 100% crop. I guarantee that if that was shot on the 50mm 1.2, the L series, that would be way sharper. This section of the image. But that being said, I don't think it matters. Because this image looks the way it should.
Yeah.
You know, unless you need that critical sharpness, but you can get this kind of look. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Fun the lens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for $700 Australian.
Yeah. Yeah. Just rock around. Be great
Amazing.
Little travel 50.
Yeah. Yep.
And with 32 megapixel, 45 becomes 50 with a crop easily without losing too much resolution. So if you're worried that it's not normally a 50, but it'll just give you that little bit more space. It's a bit of an odd focal length. I'd love them. I hope they make a 28mm version of this. Exactly the same body, just as light, but it doesn't even have to be a 1.2. That'd be a bit tricky. Maybe a 1.4. Yeah. Or like we said the other day, give us some F2s that are super sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
But lightweight.
Yep. I think there's a lot to be said for sharp F2s that are compact. I
compact, sharp.
Mostly what I go for. Granted, it's a crop F2, but still. I just find that's a bit of a sweet spot.
Yeah. And so if it was at F2 on full frame, compact, light, you're still going to get some pretty shallow depth of field. You're letting a lot of light in. Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
This is the second comment like this. Anthony Stonehouse, Canon's answer to Nikon's cheap f1.4 lenses. I guess so, but they one-upped them with the 1.2. So it's going to be interesting. I'm very interested to see, is it a great fun lens, or is it so bad that it's not worth the price? You know, like, yeah, it's got 1.2, but you might as well buy the 1.8. It's better, you know. That would be sad.
Well, yeah, I mean, that'd be a horrible thing to realize that they've just gone ahead and launched that product anyway, if it is that bad.
Yeah, well, because it's almost like we're just trying to cash in on the 1.2 side of it.
Yeah.
But like if it's not as good as the 1.8, the nifty 50 1.8, which is cheaper and smaller, if it's not as good as it at 1.8, I'll be disappointed, I think. Maybe
I think a lot of people would be.
Yeah, maybe that's a bad way to look at it, and maybe there'd be a reason why they would say that.
Well, if you were working on a budget and you had the 51.8, but you wanted, a shallower depth of field, and you thought, I'll go to this one, you'd be pretty pissed off to discover that it's actually worse, or that it doesn't meet that standard.
I'd be happy for it to be worse at 1.2, because that's really pushing those limits of, of what the lens can do. But if you match it at 1.8, put them side by side, I'd be sad if it's not about the same, or ideally a bit better would be great. But I don't know. It hasn't been done before, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
What do you guys think in the chat?
Yeah.
Anything else? Any comments about this release before we go back to living our life before the next podcast? Our in-between life?
I'm just curling up on the chair now, just a little blankie.
Yeah, we just sleep until the next camera release.
Until the next one. The blanket's on the floor. I just shed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think? Anything else that we should check out? Anything I've missed on this?
Let us know what your thoughts are. If you're a Canon shooter, where do you think this sits? Where, does it entice you potentially as a second body? And what do you think about the 45-1.2? Is that something that, that appeals to you? Is that something that you can see yourself maybe throwing on just as an everyday lens? Let us know.
So what Petapixel's official review is out. So they put the press release thing out, but now they've dropped the review. It was probably out before. I just hadn't refreshed the page. But their two taglines are predictably excellent and what can't it do? And as much as they're a little bit hypey, I think that I would agree. I agree without touching it. It's based on the specs. It's exactly that. It's the middle of the road performance camera that will do everything you need it to do. Yeah, the R5 Mark II will be better for some things. Yeah, the R1 will be better for sports, but it's going to do it all and do it at a reasonable price and outperform tons of other cameras.
Yeah.
I think it's the new standard.
And the R6 II wasn't a dud.
Not at all. It was the same thing.
It's not like they're trying to redeem themselves. Yeah.
No, it was the same thing. It was the everybody camera, the working person's camera. Put it in your bag and just enjoy shooting with it. Don't worry about it. But for some people, 24 megapixel was starting to get to the point where they were like, oh, I'd like more, but they didn't want to take that leap. Well, this allows them to take a little bit of a leap while they're still kind of staying in the same price point. They're in the same series, but they're jumping up in megapixels. So Paul Sutton says global shutter is the next big thing that will move camera technology. That and AI built in, or just smart focusing based on AI. Ugh. There's that new phone neural camera thing on Kickstarter. Networking? We'll talk. Actually, that'll be the topic of Monday's show. Will be does AI have a place inside cameras? And I don't mean AI for focusing algorithms. I'm talking like it affecting the image.
Yeah, like upscaling and
anything like that.
Yeah.
And then getting to the point where there's that Cairo camera or whatever it's called that's got nano banana built into it. So you can basically take a photo and it literally changes the photo. I'm like, what's the point? Why even leave the house?
Why even take the photo? Just type in a text prompt.
Yeah. John Pickett says, makes the R6 Mark II look like a great second body. Should get some good secondhand deals now. It was already an amazing camera. Yeah, especially if that price stays at around like 3,200 or 3,300, whatever it is for the R6 II. That's going to put secondhand ones well under that 2.5 mark, maybe $2,000 or something. Like, grab one of those and just enjoy. Second body, still great. Autofocus is still fast. Everything's still good. Paul says, I'm still rolling the dice with a single body and no backup, but then I'm not shooting for money or dealing with customers, so no need to add or replace my R5. Yeah.
That's fair.
If you're not, if there's no big deal, you know, if you go on your dream photo trip, if you're going to Antarctica, maybe might be worth.
Yeah.
You could even buy a secondhand body and sell it when you get home. You know, if you were going to be so disappointed that you spent $30,000 on a holiday and you dropped your camera into a freezing ocean, maybe. But other than that, I could get away with one body most of the time, but I would just never want to let down a client. If we've, you know, if we're on a shoot, they've dedicated their time and paid me to be there. I can't be like, oh, my camera's not working. So but otherwise I could roll with the R5 Mark II and just do everything with one camera.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Greg's convinced to switch to Canon.
No, Anthony.
I'll never try.
Has not.
Paul Sutton says the Canon EFS 60mm macro lens was my first non-kit lens. Good choice. Macro's fun. It's a good option. Yeah, Paul, Antarctica, agree. Yeah. Antarctica trip, you basically have to price in any gear that you don't have that's required for that trip. You got to price that into the trip.
Yeah. But it makes sense to have a second body for those sorts of scenarios, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go. Like you know.
You can't be like, I'll run to a camera shop and replace
yourself.
It. Yeah.
Even if it's just technical fault, you know, like even if your main shooter was fine, but you just had some sort of technical issue you couldn't work out on the spot.
Yeah.
And all your other intrepid explorers are snapping away and you're standing there scratching your head. No, you need a second body for something like that.
Yeah. All right. Before we wrap up, I'm just looking over the rest of this review.
It's hard to stay on top of what's going on.
Yeah, it's all coming out fast. I think you've held this camera before and probably liked it, they say, at Petapixel. And yeah, exactly. Body's almost the same.
Yeah.
Keep on moving. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. There's not much to it.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see, some night sky pros put it through its paces. I want to see some low light stuff really pushed.
Yeah. And I want to see with that lens some people shooting portraits and product.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the lens, about seeing what it can do. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah. Because if they do nail it, then you, like we said earlier, they've opened up the door for cheap, fast, maybe not optically pure, but fun lenses that are affordable for most.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. R6 Mark II was no slouch concerning autofocus performance, but the R6 Mark III is even better. This is an area of significant strength for Canon. That's their way of saying Canon's better than the other brands, but we can't say that because we really like Sony. But Canon is better. Yeah, cool. We'll do some more research and I'll get my hands on one as soon as I can, which will probably be who knows when, whenever they come out in stores. Maybe I'll ring Camera House Croydon or, one of those places and see what I can find.
Well, I mean, like I said, according to this, it's coming out in the States at the end of, in less than 3 weeks from today. Yeah. I can't imagine that the release is going to be much different in other regions.
No.
So hopefully it won't be long. There'll be some in stores soon. And if you're keen on this sort of stuff, keep an eye on your local camera store. Sign up to their newsletter because often stores have touch and try events for new products.
Yeah.
And if you're on the fence or you just want to have a play around, then, go to an event at a store. It's a good way to support your local store. And it's also gives you a chance to have a sneak peek and a preview.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Anything else?
All right. No, I think that's an hour I'm not going to get back in my life. I'm just going to have to come to terms with that, talking about Canon. But I'm glad we did because it has just made me appreciate Fujifilm all the more.
Nice try. Nice try. All right. With that, we're going to play our awesome song. And we'll see you all on Monday night. We do a show on Monday night, 7:30 Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time, otherwise known as Melbourne time. And that's where we talk about, usually when we talk about gear and stuff, we'll probably recap these just a little bit when I've done some more research. But maybe we'll also discuss the topic of AI in cameras. So leave any comments on this show you want us to read out on Monday night, whether it's about these new cameras, the new RF45 1.2 lens, or AI in cameras. Does it have a place in there? Should they be pushing into it, or should they say, no, don't touch that? Let us have our images be our images. And if you want to AI them, do it on your own time. And with that...
And just one little quick thing. If anyone else wants to be convinced to buy Fujifilm X-E5, please hit me up. More than happy to do the sales work.
No.
So unfair.
Anthony Stonehouse, look forward to Monday. Have a good weekend, Justin and Greg. Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
See you, John Pickett.
See you, John.
Lucinda. Yeah, doing God's work. That's right. Snapping frames. Paul, see you Monday. Other Paul Sutton. Everybody. Thanks for joining us. And
thanks, team.
Have a good one.
Yep. Be safe, everyone. Bye.